not only did you pass, you became best cadet, the best
champion recruit,
champion recruit, yeah.
70 started and 7 of us originals finished, and again it was
70,
7-0, and 7 finished. As in,
but that is a bit of a story of your life, isn't it?
Yeah, and that number as well, 7.
Do you know what I mean? But it is in terms of the fact that every time that you've been set a challenge, and you've had a number of people all competing to actually get to that point, you have been the 1 or the 4 or the 3 that have done it.
Yeah. Absolutely, and again, it's that mindset.
Why?
Because I wanted it. I needed it. It's what
they would have wanted it as well. Why did you just want it that bit more?
I guess so. Yeah,
or you just built that bit better, or are you?
I think it's a combination of all that.
But what about your pain thresholds?
I mean, it's just you just put it to. It's in the mind. What if you've got? When people say, "Oh, if you got the right mindset, you can do anything." That's not true. But you can certainly do a lot better than. Not attempting, and somebody who hasn't. And I just remember, I saw everything as a challenge. I saw everyone as a challenge. And I took it that way. I remember, standing on the square as a young kid, looking down, and I was the skinniest, I was the youngest, and these were men with hairy chests and tattoos, and I was a little fish now in a big pond, and I knew that, and I was looking around thinking, what the am I doing here? I've got no chance. Look at the size of these people. And then as they started to fall, it gave me strength, and thought, I can do this, and I'm doing it. And it did. It gave me more confidence each time. Every time someone else went by the wayside, it just pushed me even further to go. I've got to go.
70 shrank to 50, to 40, to 30.
Yeah, I got up
every time that did, it gave you the buzz.
I got up like everyone else, thinking, "What am I doing here?" Aching, not knowing what's coming next, wondering if I can still do it. But then you start the day, just kick into it, and you just get on with it. And again, by the end of the day, another 2 have gone. There's less, people in your room. I'm like, wow, this is great. I loved it. And that was the same as on selection. Exactly. I'd see people in front of me on the mountains and I'd go, right, he's my next target. Forget about 4Ks an hour and whatever you got to do. He's my target. And I'd get up to him and past him. Then the next one, where he's go. I'd just keep going like that. I mean,
that takes something.
Yeah,
I don't think it's something that I definitely haven't got. Something that the majority of us don't have. Well, and that's what the regiment. I read in the book. P Company harder than selection.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I was a kid. I was 17 years old in a man's world, and it was, I weighed about 8 stone.
But you still did it.
I know I did, yeah. Because I wanted it.
How many passed?
For the Paras.
P Company. Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember how many passed P Company, but about half failed it. At least half. Yeah. And again, I was the skinniest. I remember being on the log, which was the hardest event I've ever done in my life.
Just explain to people, it's a very long log.
It's a telegraph pole.
And it's got grips, steel grips.
Well, no, what it was, it's rope. It's rope grips. So you got 6.
So it's swinging around as well.
Yeah, you got 6 portions along the line, and there's 8 of you on there because there's one at the front, one at the back. But by the time we finished, there was only 3 of us left on the log, and I was on the front. And there's a guy
swinging at you.
Oh my God! The blow behind my arm was like freaking Stretch Armstrong when I finished.
Yeah.
I was literally dragging him out of the socket. Yeah, and it's only 2 miles, but I'll tell you, it's the longest 2 miles.
Only 2 miles.
Yeah.
How heavy was that log?
About 120 kilos or something. It's outrageous. And the guy on the back was a bloke. You know what I mean? He was hardly. He went even out of breath. I don't think.
So, what was the age difference between some of the people on that P Company?
They were from 17, and then the eldest was about 26, 27, I think.
But you still passed as the top recruit.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Why?
Because I wanted it. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to prove to myself. Initially, I wanted to pass the course. That's the first thing in my head. Then I want to beat that guy next to me. Then I want to beat the next guy. And I've always got the mentality to keep doing that.
Did you have that when you were boxing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could tell, probably like yourself, from the moment I stepped in the ring, once I threw the first punch, once I threw the first punch, I just knew I'm going to win this. And I did pretty well, actually. I didn't do too bad.
No.
My first fight, I boxed, it was my second fight, sorry. My first fight, I actually boxed, I'd say then, tell the story in there, my sparring partner.
Yeah, because you both came from the same gym, and there wasn't someone to match against you, so you put against each other.
Yeah, and I had to box for another club.
Your mate, sort of.
Yeah, but he put me in another club, and it really upset me, because I thought, they obviously think Mark's going to win. Because he weren't an exhibition, it was a fight. And then the next fight, I fought the Welsh champion. He'd had 30-odd fights. I had 2. It shouldn't have happened, to be honest. And I remember it. Oh, it was a bad match, but I beat him. I knew I was going to beat him. I was that nervous. I was on my toes.
So why did you not progress in that direction?
Boxing.
Yeah.
It was an option. When I got to 16, I was toying with, do I stay? Do I turn professional or hang in there a little bit longer? And I just thought, nah, I wanted the army thing more. It was more in my blood. So I thought, that's where I'm going to go.
For me, I actually basically started bottling it. Once it got to about 13, 14, it got very, very heavy. I mean, properly up.
In boxing?
Yeah. I can remember people used to smoke, didn't they?
Yeah. You couldn't even see out the ring.
Above you, like a snooker light.
That's right.
The ceilings weren't that high.
Yeah.
So it was like you were virtually, like the third round, gum shield out because I could barely breathe. I've smoked 50 fags already.
You can't believe it, can you?
I've got 3-3-minute rounds. One more 3-minute round to go, and I can barely see him through the smoke.
It was hardcore,
I actually bottled it towards the end, and my rugby was getting better, and I also weirdly wanted to become a tap dancing actor. What happened?
Well, how did you get into that? How did you?
I just knew. I lived in a street. We used to watch the Banana Splits, something you're familiar with. Many people may not be, but I advise you to watch it. And we used to go out and cut. We had pen knives. Kids did.
Yeah.
We used to cut some twigs down. They were suddenly your rapier and your sword, and you were off doing your Three Musketeers, mate, or whatever it may be. And I just got into it, and I just thought, wouldn't it be nice one day you could go out? Well, you've done more films than I've done, and you've acted in more movies than I've done, so I've got to get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But and the reality of it is very different from the dream, isn't it? Often,
yeah, it is.
And
it is. It's actually freaking hard work.
It's freaking hard work.
It is hard
and
work.
Also can be rather boring. And also the other thing about what you do is, and I've never done what you do, but I've been to some of the places that you've been to and seen what some of you guys go through, and that is no joke either. Yeah. But we'll get to that.